Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Middle Major Qualifiers. We are here in the American region. I think they're one of our last days before the playoffs, the last day before the playoffs, with EvernovaS versus Digital Chaos here in a two-game series. Welcome in. My name is Mott. I am on the back end of a 15-hour shift after covering all of SCA Dota. I might not make sense, but it's going to be fun because guess what? We get to watch American Dota. With me today is Ben Merlini Wu. You're a little sick, but are you excited for this particular matchup, this game? DC, obviously the European squad going up against EvernovaS.
I'm always excited to watch Demon.
Are you?
Always.
Always? Even though he's not performing particularly well this tournament so far?
Always.
Okay. What do you
No
expect?
exceptions.
No exceptions for Demon Dota. You've
I
got
don't
to love
know.
your
I want to see
heart.
what hero he is first.
We're going to jump into the draft real quick, guys. This two-game series should be pretty interesting. EvernovaS is not – I don't believe they're mathematically eliminated, but they've lost literally, I think, every game so far in the qualifiers, which is a bit unfortunate. I think they're 0-4 in terms of actual games. I would be able to check, but unfortunately the Internet, or rather Chrome, is not working. But regardless, we're going to jump into the draft. The one thing that's been really interesting for me is that I've done a lot of Southeast Asian Dota. It's clowny. It's crazy. They like glitch a lot, which I don't know about. They don't pick any of the other heroes that are picked in the competitive scene in other regions. It's a lot of not seeing one Poundy under pick. I mean, this seems pretty common for America. I saw this all the time when I was doing Canada Cup. I mean, what other huge picks do you think will come out, or very common picks, I should say, from both these teams?
Doom.
Yeah, well, besides Doom, because Doom was picked also in SCA.
Winter Wyvern's been pretty popular, as has Alchemist.
Yeah.
Lifestealer's actually been kind of not top pick, but in a lot of games, surprisingly.
Right.
I'm not sure why. He got a strength buff.
It's the armlet, maybe, too. I think a lot of it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Every
a big part
armlet
of it.
carrier is good.
Yeah, or like Slaughter, for example, which is interesting because in the SCA scene, it's always like, okay, we're going to get maybe Tranquils or Treads first, then Blink, then maybe we go Armlet. But in the American scene, it's like, let's go Armlet first, immediately. Now, let's do it. And that
You
seems
get
to be
so much HP. It's really hard to kill people with
Yeah, the armor helps, obviously, the armor change. 10 armor with it on, which I think is a big problem for a lot of melee strength carries. Sometimes you don't have the armor to work with, but I mean, that's a big change, but I just think in general, Slaughter kind of fitting the role. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Alk. Not really big fan of watching him farm. I don't like the Radiance build. People have been going like Armlet Radiance or whatever. I think that's fine.
That's the build.
I mean, not a huge fan of it, but what are you going to do? I mean, it works, obviously. That's the thing. You win games with it. And they have a Bounty Hunter to roam on mid and help out the Alk if he needs it, which he won't generally. He'll get good farms. Could be a pretty good game, a pretty good start for Digital Chaos, I think, so far. So, all right, we got a Death Prophet, so that's exciting. Back into 6.8, whatever it was, when we saw this here all the time. She's still pretty good. Spirit Siphon, not nearly as good as it once was.
And AA seems to be making a rise now that Armlet is hot stuff. Looks like EvernovaS actually wants to take the fight early to Digital Chaos. We saw enemy GG not really handle the Alchemist very well, only picking up a single core and just getting out farmed around the map with no way to push the high ground. EvernovaS undoubtedly watched their games yesterday and have come up with a solution.
So what, you think multiple cores, split pushing, kind of
Nope.
just...
Way to breach high ground. That's probably one of the most important... There are two main ways, two philosophies for dealing with Alchemist. One is you end the game early, so he's actually forced to come and fight, or he'll just lose the game before he comes online. Or you win the game past 40.
By just pushing with...
No, because he has too much gold.
Okay.
Or you have Alchemist or Doom, but usually when teams pick up Alch, they'll ban out those heroes.
Okay.
And they'll pick it up in the first phase. Sometimes you'll gimp yourself if you pick up AA in the first phase. So that's part of the draft. But in terms of actual just straight play style without hero specific counters, it's multiple scaling cores or a way to breach high ground early.
Okay. Well, we'll see if that's going to be the case. Furion's been banned out, so pushing early with that hero is particularly gone. Still in, which you talked about, is Doom, which is interesting because that hero is picked in almost every game in SCA. He's picked a lot in Europe, I know that for sure. He's banned a little bit, but a lot of teams just like to deal with him, just pick him, and I think just ban other heroes. Like Mirana's seen a pretty big surgence in ban rate, I think, is a big deal. You also have the Enchantress bans coming out a lot as well, really making sure that hero is not available. Beastmaster might be a choice for one of these squads. Honestly, Digital Chaos, I like the fact that they get the Alch and the Bounty Hunter. It worked for them. They're going to get the Darkseer as well, so Ion Shell with the Alk to make him a bit tougher to deal with. Can just run at people, and plus with the Bounty Hunter too.
It's for high ground defense.
Yeah.
So they're shoring up their one of the very few weaknesses with the Alchemist lineup is just high ground defense. Unstable into vacuum, or simply just vacuum wall on the high ground is generally enough to stall enough so that Alchemist can just do his thing. You want the game to last at least 30 minutes. Sometimes with Death Prophet it'll only last 20. I actually thought that Beastmaster might be more hotly contested. I'm not sure if Evernova is trying to look for it.
What do you think about Beastmaster support? That's something we see in every game in SEA. Literally every game.
It's hard to stop. He has Hawk.
I mean, that and just the fact that he literally, like, if you put him in the offlane or if you put him in the jungle, he generally gets the same amount of experience just as quickly because of the Iron Talon and the way, just like, especially in the, this is what I was talking with Purge about, in the Dire side, the Dire side, he just goes between two camps, and he just continues to jungle between those two camps, and he gets to level 6 at a ridiculously early time, and there's no way to really deal with him unless you pick up a roaming support, maybe like an Enchantress, or you just run at him. I feel like roaming Beastmaster, support Beastmaster has been pretty strong recently, so.
Yep, you get level 6 a little after first night hits, which is just terrifying for mids and everyone in the game on the opposite team.
You like smoke up with another hero, you just rotate and find a
that's
kill.
the timing. It's better than Night Stalker because you farm faster. Or, sorry, better than Night Stalker because you farm faster than him. And you're a little bit safer, too, because you have a slow and you have a Hawk.
Yeah, I've got vision. Very good vision in that regard. We'll see if Beastmaster's picked up here. We get the Bane coming out for Digital Chaos. The Phoenix comes out for EvernovaS. Thoughts on this being a support Phoenix or an offlane Phoenix? Because I know, at least in the games I've seen, and the open qualifiers, it was a support Phoenix for the majority of, I think.
It's usually support nowadays.
Yeah.
Because Sunray.
It's very good.
Their team fight's really good, though, on Evernova. I think they might just all in on the team fight and deal with the Alk by having superior team fight and forcing them to fight. That's not the best solution versus Bounty Hunter, but what other solutions do you have?
I don't know, man.
It's also good for sieging high ground.
That's true. I feel like Supernova, if you place it in the right spot, it's going to be good. They don't have many range cores. They don't have any range cores. They have the Alchemist. He can come up. He has a lot of attack speed. But I feel like the more range heroes you
Alchemist can be like any core. He can be a range core. He can be like 3 cores.
He can do whatever he wants, yeah, I guess.
He can make everyone else a core.
Let me give you an Aghanim Scepter real quick.
He's the king of cores.
I mean, if the game goes long enough, you said the game goes 40 minutes, but if he gets big enough, like even if he's 6-slot, he starts giving out Aghanim Scepters, all of a sudden you have to deal with a... I guess there's not many that... I mean, Bounty Hunter, obviously, no. Darkseer, Bane are okay in terms of Aghanims.
Yeah, best.
Yeah, not great, but... But that's the thing. I think Phoenix is good because there aren't many. There's one ranged hero. The attack speed for Alk is obviously very good, but if you place the Supernova in a good spot, you get the Fire Spirits down, you might be in an okay position. They go with the Dazzle as well, so some defensive supports coming out, not very good at roaming. Phoenix and Dazzle not good at moving around the map if they are going to be the two support heroes, which is very interesting.
Team fight, team fight, team fight.
They'll keep Death Prophet alive if she gets ganked mid. They'll keep Slaughter alive if it gets ganked. But yeah, it's about the weave, the armor reduction, especially against the Armlet. You have Grave, which we talked about already. Poison Touch is rarely skilled up usually first, so it doesn't matter. I don't know. I feel like EvernovaS, they're kind of like, okay, well we have good team fight, but we don't really have a way to put pressure on these lanes. They have to. They're being more reactive than they are proactive in terms of dealing with a Bounty Hunter, but I guess you can't really deal with him, I think, at this stage in the game, so.
It's okay. If they lose the lanes, they have team fight.
They
That's
just
the
get
beauty of
back in
team
with,
fight strat.
you just get back in with Exorcism, you get one good Exorcism off, and,
That's what you do.
and
Yeah.
like a Slithering Crush, and you're fine.
Exactly. You just 5-man group up, take towers. They really don't have good ways to stop a push, aside from a sick vacuum wall or maybe Alchemist with his spray, but he's usually off doing his own thing. So it looks like we're going to see an off-lane Slardar.
Yes. And everyone's been telling me that's been being played carry, but I've been doing all SEA, and it's always off lane in an aggro dual lane usually. It's like a Baden or Lich.
It's carry often in this particular set of teams.
5 seconds
I can see
remaining.
that.
Or it's carry sometimes. Resolution played it as carry. Gyrocopter's a strange pick because he's not particularly good versus any of these heroes.
Yeah.
Like he's not good versus Bane, and Feeble just owns Flag. He can also he's like a BKB hero, which Bane also destroys.
Yeah.
He's not that great at sieging high ground, and it looks like they will go with a greedy one in the Tiny.
I like that pick, kind of. I agree with you on the gyrocopter. It does provide that team fight that you were talking about. They don't have much lockdown, though, so it's not like he can chase people down with Rocket Barrage. I mean, you have maybe Poison Touch to slow, but Darkseer could just surge himself away. So I feel like Darkseer should be okay. Like, how they can't really bully him out of lane, even in a defensive tri-lane, right? Like, if he walks up, yeah, maybe he gets Rocket Barrage once, but he can just surge himself out if Move plays this right, I think.
I think I would have preferred like a Juggernaut. I'm not sure if it was banned, but Juggernaut, it was generally the go-to with when you want to siege. But they have good Roche potential too. Gyrocopter's a great high ground like tower hitter once he has the Aegis.
Yeah.
One of the better ones, I
Yeah.
would say.
10 seconds.
But just looking at it now, you prefer DC in this situation just based on the draft
Definitely.
alone?
I feel way more
5
comfortable with their
seconds
lineup
remaining.
because Tiny has a lot of AoE, he has a lot of solo kill potential, so
Oh.
he's also great at comboing with the Darkseer on the
Alright.
high ground.
We're gonna break your immersion here because I forgot to change my settings or something happened when. Okay, dear God. We're just gonna assume that everything else is okay.
Mon, what have you done?
Dude, it's literally because I turned the game off. Unfortunately, I actually have been on this for the entire time.
What has he done?
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, I needed to change 2 settings because Brian had me restart. I'm gonna blame it on you. It's not your fault, actually. It's all my fault. Sorry.
All right.
Well, we got it fixed, everybody. Don't worry. Thanks for that, Brian.
I also forgot what other team. I remember seeing this Alk Tiny. Maybe it was Empire. I'm not really sure. It was one of the EU teams, but
30
they ran
seconds to battle.
Tiny Alk, and then a way to make their lineup just online much earlier was simply just giving the Tiny an Ags and going for a more utility build on the Alchemist with, let's say, Medallion or Solar Crest, so that they can actually contest Roche.
Was that
too.
during this qualifier?
No, it was a while ago though.
I think the addition or the buffs to Armlet might, and then the fact that people just build it pretty much every game now kind of makes it interesting. You could still go Armlet and give up Aghanim Scepters and.
It depends on your farm, and it depends on what heroes you're against. Like, if your Alchemist is hard countered by, an AA, then you don't want all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
In this game, I think is okay, but you always want to keep your options open, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're getting owned and your Tiny's going to carry, and you're confident that he's going to carry, you put all your eggs in his basket.
Yeah, Resolution, very good player. They're probably very confident. They're coming into this series 4-0, Evernova 0-4. Not great, even though there's a lot of star-studded names on this roster. Slicks is going to be going up against Weehaw mid. They have the early Quelling Blade for Weehaw. He went for the bounty. Grievel's Greed early on. We'll see how Soxka does roaming. He's going to pass through an Observer Ward. No sentries, no detection or anything like that. He's going to go all the way back towards the Tier 3 tower, look for the courier, and try to find the snipe. And we'll keep an eye on that as everything else kind of develops into just laning. I mean, there's nobody bottom at this point.
Iron Talon fluff and stuff. He's going to be scouted out by Soxa.
Yeah, he's going to get annoyed. He's going to leech some experience, first of all. Soxa is going to block the camp if necessary. Not that it was, because it was still a minute and 3 seconds when he actually killed the camp.
I wonder if he's going to bring him the salve. That looks like it.
Yeah, I think he's going to. I mean, this is just a safe play and a smart play. It's going to take Fluff a while, and it's going to be annoying. He's going to miss out on some farm, but I think it's probably the right play. Also rotating over is going to be Demon, but I don't know. They can't really kill Weehaw, I don't believe.
They do have a dust, though, in case Bounty Hunter dares pop his face in mid. But
They have a sentry as well. There's the Sunray. They're going through the Spirit Siphon. They would have to get a Slitherine Crush off. They're just running at him, essentially, with no disable whatsoever. So that's just kind of awkward.
it is because he had the Bounty Rune into the super early boots. So he has boots way earlier than most mid heroes. I think it would have worked if he didn't get an absurd amount of gold from that first Bounty Rune.
So Way2 is up here. This is what's happening. So they have, what, 2 supports? I mean, Demon is supposed to be maybe, well, I don't know how they're going to do this, but they're going to Nightmare. Misery's going to Nightmare up Fluff and stuff. They're going to use the Sunray, actually taking a lot of damage. Brainsap is still there. Look at this damage. You can just Brainsap and kill Demon right now, and he's going to this first blood that easily. The base damage coming out from the Bane so strong. He's looking for Fluff. Meanwhile, Soxa gets a kill onto Way2 in the top lane. I missed that one as they have the double Ion Shell coming up from both Moo and Soxa. It's not a good start for Evernova. That's a lot of damage coming out from the Bane still. Wow. Jesus.
There are very few downsides to Sunray. One of them is that you use your own HP,
That
and
too, yeah.
he just was careless. He had a Fairy Fire available to him. I don't think it would have saved him, but he took a lot of damage from those illusions, and As you said, EvernovaS just not playing their A game.
I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with this whole roaming Phoenix.
They're trying to win,
support.
Mott.
That's
They're trying to win.
Not working right now, I can tell you that much. And that's for damn sure. Yuar's going to get zone back. He's got 15 last hits. He's not doing poorly in terms of his laning phase. Obviously, they lost the way to Dazzle a little bit earlier, but that's fine.
Oh yeah, and Gyrocopter is not that great versus DS in lane. Like there's a lot of things that are dubious when it comes to EvernovaS's lineup. EvernovaS is such a
You can just call them
it's a touch-
EvernovaS, I think.
yeah. I prefer that name or Jimmy's team.
Jimmy's team. All right, they're now going to be officially called Jimmy's team throughout the rest of this tournament, which is, I think it's 2 more series left altogether. Meanwhile, back towards mid, Alec is up to 18 last hits with the Greevil's Grid at level 2. He's up to 800 gold. He's tied with, of course, Slicks, but he will get more farm. However, they're looking for a gank. It looks like they're going to Icarus dive in, and that actually gets the slow off. The Sunray's going to fly through with the Spirit Siphon. The Crypt Swarm gets them a kill, so Icarus dive level 1. Can't underestimate the slow. The move slow of 25% coming in as Soxa. They have a Sentry, though, so they're going to right-click him once or twice, and he's just going to walk through and leech experience.
Count on Demon and bring them back in the game.
Yeah, he made up for his early mistake and going down to a Bane. He's fine with going down to a Bane if he gets a kill onto Weehaw mid. Misery's going to find an Arcane Room. Oh, just kidding. He's not. Demon's going to go ahead and deny it from him. Still, you can look at the damage here again. Fluff's looking for a Slithering Crush. There's the Brain Sap. He's out of mana currently. Fluff's just trying to stop him from killing Demon once more.
Yeah, good luck killing Bane. 5 armor, 305. Wait, 310 base? Yeah, 310 base move speed. I thought he was 315.
He's pretty speedy, all things considered. And he's got boots now. He's got plenty of right click as well. He has Nightmare. He had Nightmare if he needed to use it, but he instead used the Brain Sap, obviously, to get the damage off, which, again, forces Jimmy back home. Demon's going to go ahead and get level 2, almost 3, and look for perhaps another roaming gank elsewhere, which is just such a weird duo of supports, offlaners. I don't know what you want to call it. What do you call a slaughter who sometimes goes to the offlane and Phoenix or roams? I guess it's an offlane slaughter, but I'm losing it, man.
He's a 3.5.
We'll call it that. We'll call it hybrid. That's the term Nahaz used, I think.
Hybrid.
Yeah.
That just makes it sound like
a car.
he's halfway between being super poor and just kind of poor. He's like hybrid. I don't know. I don't like hybrid.
I have a hybrid amount of money right now. That's not great.
It is not great.
It is not good.
You can see why they picked Bane, though, over, let's say, someone like a Lion. Lion would not be able to make that play at the Rune. Oh, you are?
Sox is just going in. Yuar can really not afford to die. They use an early grave. Rocket Barrage is going to go. They have another one here in a moment, but the Iron Shell's just going to take him down. It's going to be Moo getting the kill. They even Nightmare. How far do you want to go, Misery? Do you really want to dive that Tier 2 tower? That thing's been buffed, all right? That's a Tier 2 tower on steroids. Does a lot of damage. Look out.
It's a really bad sign when your Gyro can't stay in lane. Because Gyro is supposed to just almost always win his lane.
Yeah, if you're getting dove near the Tier 2 tower, I don't think that's ever really great.
Well, if you're like a Spectre or something, it's understandable because you're
not a Gyro, though.
Not a Gyro.
With a Dazzle, by the way. I mean, it's not great. Avalanche is going to go. Six is going to get caught. He has no mana. Good Sunray, but it tosses up, and the Alex is going to pop his ultimate and try to get this kill. But the Spirit Siphon keeping him up and alive. He's going to regen up using his bottle. Now that he can just have a way to just get out of dodge. EvernovaS is just like, I don't want to fight this. This is not looking good. Soxa is on the hunt with a haste rune for something. He's got Janata. It's the Courier. They already used the speed boost, I think, and it's dead. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong for EvernovaS, Jimmy's team.
They need more dust. They need one on like the Dazzle so that they could dust and like slow down the Ion Shell when they're coming around. They need one on Slardar so they can actually get kills. Like Bounty Hunters just permanently on their side of the map without really any fear.
They're hybrids,
Death
dude.
Prophet.
They're hybrids.
Death
is
Prophet.
Gonna get caught, and he's actually going to fall to Soxa as the Janata and the Shuriken Toss comes out. Everybody's a hybrid now. That's not looking good.
Hybrid's being generous.
All right, you just want me to call them 4? Because they are at this point.
Yeah.
It's a 4,000 net worth advantage for Digital Chaos. And experience-wise, it's 3,000. Not sure what we expected with this draft, and, well, when we saw Fluff pick up the Slardar.
They have been downgraded to team welfare.
They really have.
Rely on that comeback gold.
Food
You want to kill
stamps.
Alchemist for the 2,000 gold bounty.
Yeah. Rubber band stamps, I guess you'll call it, but it's not looking good, whatever way you want to slice it. By the way, I want to point out EvernovaS is a team that got invited based solely, I think, on... I actually don't know how they got invited, but they never played an actual, I think, official game. Obviously, very good players, very talented players, very good organization. But as far as I know, they've never played a single, besides what they're playing now, they haven't really played any officials. They've scrimmed a lot.
Do you know that for a fact?
I don't know that for a fact. I don't want to state things without knowing it for sure. But UR is going to get caught. Brain Sap, and he goes down to the creeps, and of course, Misery's got a Nightmare up Jimmy. He's got Icarus Sap. Fluff is going to come in and get the Slithering Crush with the Surge away. I don't think they get this return kill, unfortunately, and Misery's going to keep going. He's got Brain Sap back in one anyways. Icarus dive through, gets the slow off. Maybe he could turn this. Maybe try to go on Demon. He's got to pop the Fairy Fire. He's actually going to use the Brain Sap and Fluff. They get the bash off, but Moo is just going to zone him out like a bouncer. Surge up forward, looking for Demon. He's got no Icarus dive, so he'll probably go down here. That's unfortunate. It was a good try to deny himself, but no.
And he used a Clarity. That's like half his net worth.
He is more than poor. He's not on welfare anymore. He's homeless at this point. Now back top lane. Fluff is just... Okay, Sox is like, all right, listen. If there's a hero that's below 50 HP, I'm going to find him and kill him. All right? That's my gold. He's the one taking all the money.
I didn't know Bounty Hunter had Bloodseeker Thirst.
Yeah, he really does. That was... I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, Sunray. Called out, coming down on the bottom lane.
Good
Trying to stop the push.
On to 2. They're looking for resolution. He's got wand charges still. He's got treads, obviously, making him a little bit tankier with the stout shield, damage block. He's fine. Did they get the tower? Yeah. So they rotated 3 down. He gets the tower. They don't punish him. Zoxa's coming in. He's like, we can maybe do something here. This Bounty Hunter's accomplishing pretty much everything he wants to in this game. Weehaw has his armlet already. It's 2,300 gold up now, looking for his ratings next, I would imagine. So everything that can go right is going right for DC. Not a good sign for EvernovaS.
I think they're so far behind that they can't even do the Exorcism push. Slicks doesn't even have Exorcism skilled up yet.
Yeah. He's level 7. He went for the extra point into the Spirit Siphon, which I don't think is the wrong choice. But, I mean, with how far behind he is, it's not great.
Looks like they're attempting a collapse on mid. Moo and Misery. Maybe thinking about counter ganking.
Moo has a mech already. He's got a mech at like 9 minutes into this game, somehow. Well, I mean, somehow, you know how. You know how he has a mech at 10 minutes into the game, but still.
The rich stealing from the poor.
Exactly, and there's a Blink Dagger for resolution. They are more than rich stealing the poor at this point. They get the dust off, so Soxa gets the courier again, but he might actually die this time. Icarus dive, gets the slow on him. They use the Sunray. The Rocket Barrage will go, and finally they kill the pesky, annoying Bounty Hunter. It was a killing spree, and so UR gets a bit of extra gold going his way. He's even picked up a Windlace to maybe avoid ganks like that in the future, but...
I don't think he had a choice.
Yeah.
Like, I have 250 gold. What do I buy?
What do I buy that I need to actually spend my money before I lose it, so... I guess I'll just buy a Windlace. It's a good item. There's only...
Somebody's going to walk into Tiny. Nope, they have an Observer Ward.
Resolution is... Dear God, that's a blink this early on. He had that blink like 2 minutes ago, too. They don't even need to smoke. They could just run around on the map wherever they want and try to apply pressure. For EvernovaS, they have to smoke. That's what they're going to do. Smoke was not spotted out by the Observer Ward, I don't believe. That is over at the Roche Pit, and Fluff and Stuff's going to lead the way. They might find Misery here. He's got the Nightmare. He might be able to use it, and now they get the call down the Rocket Barrage. If they can't kill Misery, I don't know what they can do. They will take him down. He is only, after all, a support, and Misery goes down. But
I thought he was going to try and attempt a Nightmare
Nightmare
there.
deny?
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I don't know if he had enough time to do it. The animation might have not kicked in time. Either way. They're successful in their gank. This is the problem, though. That's really all UR could do at this point. He can't farm anywhere at all. You know, even top, bottom, neither are safe. As you can see, his toss Avalanche, Shuriken toss cleans up Demon very quickly. This is ugly to watch. It actually physically hurts me. It pains me to see this happening. Like, I don't know what you do. You need a win desperately against a very good team. I like the idea with the hybrid Slardar and Phoenix, but that did not work out in practice, sadly. I don't know. Sox is going to watch his ward de-warded literally right in front of his face. He doesn't give a damn. They have vision. They have a walking ward in and of itself. Somehow he only has Arcanes and an Urn. I feel like he should be more rich than that, but he finally has only just gotten Trek, I think. I say finally. That's not bad for a Bounty Hunter at this level.
It's okay. His net worth is low because they're most likely going to be killing either him or the Bane. So as long as one of those two died, their net worth is still like 2,800, which is actually pretty low because most of their net worth is concentrated on the Alchemist. As long as the Alchemist doesn't die, then EvernovaS really does not have that great of a chance.
So let me ask you a question. As far as ALC timings are concerned, how good is 12 minutes Armlet Radiance?
I would say 14 is good if you died once. 12 and a half is pretty much free farm.
Yes, I would.
He died once though, so it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing really well for himself. Pretty good player, and it looks like he's starting to come into his own. Toss Avalanche combo onto Phoenix. I catch the tail end of the death as he goes down almost instantly. Resolution was setting up for a Genki Blinks, and I keep forgetting that he actually has that item. By the way, he's going Echo Saber, I believe, as he has the Ogre Club and the beginnings of Oblivion Staff, unless I'm wrong about items.
He's like the best Echo Saber carrier.
Yes. You had it during your Open Qualifier run. I really enjoyed when you were playing with it.
That item is godly on Tiny.
That, and I like it on Sven too, actually.
It's godly on Sven too.
You pop God Strength, you get 2 freaking God Strength crit, or not crits, but cleaves off. Dear Lord, does that do some work. Also, shout out to Moo for using the tag Z-Talk. May he rest in peace. It's like the entire Peruvian scene with those 3 players now gone. Rip.
Don't match fix.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't stream sheet. Especially like Sig Trust did earlier today, apparently. That was a rough series to watch.
People are just desperate nowadays, though. I mean, I'm not trying to exonerate them.
Well, because you think about it, if you get, well, hold that thought. I thought Resolution was going for kill. If you get to the major, I mean, you're guaranteed at least a decent sum of money, right? Even if you get, how much money do you get if you get 16th usually, like in one of the majors?
Maybe 100,000, I think.
So like,
no, maybe not that much. Maybe 20,000.
20,000. That's still a lot of money for a lot of these teams that, like, especially from SCA and Peru. Meanwhile, Waitsu's going to get caught. There's the Avalanche toss after the Shuriken, as well as Shinada comes out. It's 10-3, and I do like the fact that EvernovaS warded the heck out of the jungle, but I don't know how much that's going to get them. Can they even get in the jungle? I mean, there's just, it's so hard to kill even one of these heroes, let alone, you know, DC as a whole together if they decide to play together. I mean, they could probably just play as 5 now. They have a Dark Shoes level 11. He's Blink and a mech.
They don't need to. You play it safe. You want to get to the majors. You don't want to lose a game. So you wait until Alk has more items.
And he's pretty damn farmed.
Yeah, you wait until he has Manta Octarate, I say, and then you make a move.
So, like...
Or talking about, like, 5 more minutes.
5 minutes from now? Yeah, I was just going to say, like, seems pretty likely that's going to happen soon. Misery's also almost got his full Veil. 400 for the recipe. Null tally is like, what, 6 something? Off the top of my head, I can't remember. It is 470.
Are you
right,
sure
I was
he's
off.
Getting Veil?
Well, he has a Helm of Iron Will and a Null tally.
I would not be terribly surprised if he got Armlet.
Yeah, the Armlet, freaking Bane. I mean, you saw how much damage he did to Jimmy in the early stage of the game. Why not get more attack speed for that? Why not get more strength and all that jazz? The Bane really needs it.
I don't know how much of a statement he wants to make, though.
That's like... I don't know. That's like you're some 1%er and you just buy another house because you can.
He's about to get ganked, though.
Maybe.
Oh, wait. Are they doing
No,
Roche?
they're going to go Roche. You are wrong. They're going to head right in there. This is the benefit of having a Slardar, amp damage. And there is this ward here, so they might have scouted the fact that they headed over towards the pit and the jungle.
When in doubt, smoke Roche.
Did they use the smoke for this? I think they might have. No, they have one on Demon.
They've had. I'm pretty sure they did.
Okay. Well, I mean, they'll get some gold out of this. Let's see, how far are they behind? Okay, so Ben, we're sitting at 60 minutes of the game. You look at the net worth graph real quick. Just read that number. Just read that number.
It's about 22,000.
22,000. And they're about to take a fight, though, so they're in crush Resolution. This could be a huge kill if they get it. Sunray, silenced up, the Exorcism. Okay.
What is he doing over there?
They
don't have any vision in that area.
I don't know.
That's 517 gold, and it looks like Sux is going to die too. Fluff and stuff adds his Bleak Dagger.
Moo's, like, watching. He gets off a great vacuum, but doesn't go for the wall. There's the Unstable Concoction. It's a little bit too late on top of the vacuum. Now Moo's going to get silenced. He has to mech up. He's low, and he will fall. So they lose 2 heroes. Moo had a killing spree. He's very, very, very wealthy. So that's not a great play for DC, but...
All they need to do is, if they want to fight, they should stick together.
Yes.
It's really not that difficult, and I really do not know what Resolution
You know how much gold they just got from that?
Probably 5,000.
It was roughly 4K.
Yeah, that's at least Alchemist didn't die, though.
Yeah, if Alk died, that'd have been maybe 7, I'd say. Maybe not 7.
But he's not ready. Like, you're still vulnerable to Exorcism plus Amp. That's a lot of damage, and even then you have a Weave.
Yeah.
Which will counteract the Armlet, so it's You know,
They're gonna pace themselves. So
that's
just
what we thought was going to happen.
forgetting about the 2 mistakes they just made in terms of the deaths, they're gonna play together now, at least with this smoke.
He did get a bail.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, I think Armlet's the right item here. Not sure if I agree with the bail pickup. In all seriousness, they're gonna smoke him. They're gonna head mid, and probably try. I mean, they're taking a long time. They thought, okay, we're gonna go bottom. No, let's head up into the enemy
They don't have ghosts.
secret shop.
Radiant's middle tower is
They don't
under
really want to fight without ghosts, but they feel pressured. They have to do something.
Well, it's on cooldown only for 16 more seconds, but they might just get caught here. Avalanche is going to hand them away to Toss will go on to another. It's going to be a war. Icarus dive in. There's going to be the call down. Not looking like a good fight, but there's the wall coming from Moo. Unstable Concoction. Nobody dead just yet from DC. Gets the mech off from Resolution. Just barely in range of it. Way too as you are. Both getting caught now. The Sunray will keep them alive for a fair bit. Misery. He's not used his bail yet. Now pops it off into UR. Nobody dead with the exception of just Jimmy. You can see the illusion going to work. There's the Nightmare coming out. Fluff looking to maybe re-engage. He's got a Blink Dagger. They will finally get the kill with Weehaw, throwing up the Unstable Concoction. Fluff and stuff blinks in onto Misery, literally a foot in front of him, but he's going to get tossed out of a combo, and he's going to fall as well. So 3 dead when it's all said and done. The Exorcism was, in fact, used way too super low. Can they find a toss onto him? The answer to that question is no, and they'll head down bottom and try to finish off this Tier 2 tower in the process.
Too desperate of a move, fighting without Exorcism. And one thing that actually somewhat counteracts the rubber band mechanic is just track gold too.
Yes.
They don't get that much gold, 276 from killing Slardar, but with track gold it ends up being a lot more than you would see in a team that's 25,000 ahead of the other.
So those last 2 kills that netted them about 4 to 5k gold has just been completely mitigated by that last fight due to track gold and to the fact that, I mean, they just got 3 kills and a tower. So, and I will say this, I am never a huge fan of bounty hunters. Whenever I see them, I saw them like 8 games in a row during one session of Canada Cup that I was watching, and I never really enjoyed watching them play because they never really got anything done in the early stages. Saxa, on the other hand, has done just about everything in his power to get stuff done. He's killed Courier 3 times, I think, total. He's found like 3 or 4 picks by just getting behind Tier 2s. And he continues to be a nuisance by dropping wards, getting vision, being a mobile ward. He's got his eyes on Fluff. He's got track ready to go, but his team is waiting. And there's the Janata. He's got the track up. The Shuriken will go, and the Avalanche will come out. He does get stunned with the Slithering Crush that tosses up, and that's going to be a dead Fluff and stuff with a track kill going the way of Resolution. Also at a double damage room for good measure. By the way, you talked about Alchemist giving the axe to Tiny. Resolution's just going to buy it for himself.
I think they can just end the game with the Octarine. It's 1,500 gold away, so we're talking about 21 minutes, 5 slot.
Yeah, I wonder if that's I wonder what his GPM looks like. I wonder, like, is there some sort of record he's breaking for time? And
Definitely not. He
Yeah,
hasn't gotten that
probably
many
not.
kills.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's probably like 850 or 900.
I still think, though, net worth-wise, for how early the game is, it's pretty ridiculous. Like, net worth for overall DC team gold is pretty ridiculous. But
yeah, if he gets like a rampage and they kill all the racks and the T4s in the next 5 minutes,
then
he might break
then he'll
record.
probably get to like 1,600 net worth. Oh, he gets up to Supernova. Actually stopped with the Beam Script. Back wall into 3 coming out from Moo, and boy, are they in trouble. Avalanche comes out. Tracks are up way too. Maybe he's going to get shurikened here if he's not careful. Weehaw running around. UR is hiding behind the trees. He literally is just trying to play peekaboo. Hide and go seek, whatever you want to call it. He actually drops his power treads at the end, and they have given up. I feel like they are just throwing in the towel in this first game. The hybrids did not work out.
GG.
Wow. That was and that's not a sarcastic wow. That's not a meme wow. That's a wow of my own volition, in which I can't believe that just happened. That was a stomp in every sense of the word. And
I
you
think
really
his
want
GPM
you
is like
really
almost 1,000.
you really wanted to watch Jimmy too.
I did.
Did you enjoy it? Was it satisfying for you?
I like watching him die to illusions. I thought that was a Jimmy play. Let's get him! I got Sunray on, boys!
In all seriousness, EvernovaS, a very talented pool of players, not having a great turnout here in this particular tournament, sadly.
988
988?
GPM.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what you were talking about. I don't think that's a record. They didn't allow him to go for the Tier 4s. They didn't give him an opportunity to get a Rampage, sadly. So
They knew it was over.
yeah, I think so. I think they knew it was over a little bit before that, too. Maybe 10 minutes before.
Back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it can only go uphill from here, right? I think. I hope.
Yeah. It was more than 1,000 gold lead a minute. That's the benchmark for that's officially getting owned.
I mean,
in my
that's
book.
more than getting owned, honestly. That's actually insane.
So if they don't get that, if it's less than 1,000 gold a minute, I think they did okay.
Well, we'll see if they can get to that benchmark for game number 2, but it is going to be DC taking the first game here. Like you said, back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board for us. We'll have a quick break here on BTS 3. This is, of course, my last game of the day. I'm here with Merlidian. My name is Malt. You guys know where to find us. We're on BTS 3, and we'll see you soon. Stick around.